All right, welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. I just got finished watching the AJ Franklin press conference. Well, from yesterday, really. I was supposed to do a couple of videos the last couple of days, but I had a minor little head cold, and I just really didn't feel like doing a video, to be honest. When you do these YouTube videos, it's funny because I'm just in this room talking to a phone. But you know, who knows who I'm talking to at the end of this. So you know, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Thanks for watching. But you know, it's important to get the energy level up. Not that I had bad energy at all, I rarely do, but you know, I want to be a bit more bouncy and positive. So I just gave it a couple of days, and I feel pretty good today. So I thought I'd speak on this AJ press conference. And you know, a big talking point, obviously something that struck me, you know, when I was watching it was his comment about the money, where he's fighting for money. It didn't take me back, but it perked my ears up, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. You don't often hear fighters say stuff like that, you know, and I certainly respect his honesty. You know, I love people that are honest, I really do, especially in boxing or just in life in general. But like, it's always quite refreshing, you know, because you always hear the same old BS at press conferences, and it's like something I was like, okay, interesting. And you know, I started to think about, you know, why would he say stuff like this, and you know, well, what was his motivation for the money? And then when you think about, you know, how much money AJ's earned, you know, he might be the highest British boxer of all time, or one of the highest boxers of all time. I don't actually know the figures, but I know those big stadium fights, he was probably getting close to 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 million. I could be off a little bit, maybe that's a little high, but he was certainly making some serious money for a while. Now that must only be addictive, right? You know, you're making that kind of money, catapult you with that kind of lifestyle. And I've always respected the fact that he's always kind of got back to his craft, got back in the gym. I do think that when he was in the gym with Rob McCracken, I do think that it was just like, I'll just show up and work out when I work out, and that's it. I'll do a bit of pad work, but I'm not going to be, you know, bossed around and made to work too hard. I just a feeling. I think that Robert Garcia really worked him quite hard, to be honest. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't think he was going to get stopped in the second Usyk fight. Because I was like, I think he's put a hell of a training camp in. But nonetheless, you know, I've always appreciated how he wants to learn at the end of the day. And this is another reason he just got, you know, beat again by Usyk, and he's right back at it looking for another trainer. He wants to improve himself. But he does want to get back in there earning money again, apparently, too. So, like, I think he understands the window that he's got. And, you know, he's like, obviously got some smart people around him with in terms of what business investments he might be doing, or, you know, what he's planning for the future and stuff like that. So I think he's thinking to himself, right, okay, if I can get back up to here and I can really push it, because this boxing game, he's not going to be able to have these paychecks forever. And he's, you know, he's still, obviously there's no guarantee. He's got to get through these next couple of fights before he can get back to, well, I think the White fight might generate a decent payday if he looks good against Franklin. But even if that, and then you would favour him against White, then there's a pretty big fight on the horizon, and I think he knows this. I think he's obviously aware of how much money that can be made, and that should motivate anybody, really, to be honest with you. If you're looking at, like, you know, getting out of boxing, you'd want to leave it with as much money as you can, especially while you're still pretty good. And I think AJ is. I've been very confident in his comeback and his ability to be somewhere close to the top again. I really do. I think he's going to be fine. I think the Franklin fight is actually not an easy one, if I'm honest. I'm going to be doing a full fight breakdown and video and sort of a film study collectively before that fight. Before, you know, I'll probably drop that in March sometime, but called The Comeback. And, you know, I think Jermaine Franklin is going to be a tricky test for him. But very curious to see how AJ comes through that. And then obviously we hope we get the Dillian White fight, and I'm sure AJ will take care of business there. And then, you know, we'll see how the landscape unfolds. There'll be plenty of big fights for him. But yeah, in terms of his motivation, yeah, I think also the money's one thing, but I really think he really wants to prove a lot of people wrong. You know, I know he listens and reads a lot of stuff because he's always quoting about what people are saying here and what people are doing there. And I think he really wants to stick it to all the naysayers, as anybody does usually, you know. It's one of the things that probably drives people. It's just like, yeah, see, I told you. But I think AJ's definitely got that. Definitely with money. The legacy thing, you know, I don't know. That's probably up there, but it's probably third or fourth. You know, it's probably up there, but I don't think it's a priority for him. I think, like I said, making his money. He's looking for the future, making as much investments and business-minded, you know, with all of his, you know, wealth that he's earned, but he knows what he can earn as well. So best of luck to him. Be interested to see what kind of game plan Derek James will bring. I think they're going to bring like a really good, methodical, back to basics, get on your jab. If he goes looking for the knockout, I think that's the wrong thing to do, to be honest. I'm going to touch on that in my fight breakdown, because Jermaine Franklin's not the type of person that I think he's got enough skills and enough savviness to be able to see that coming a mile away. Do you know what I mean? And that will work in Jermaine Franklin's favor, because there'll be opportunities for AJ, because there was a couple of times where he really, you know, he was quite slick on the inside. He blocked a couple of body shots off Dillian Whyte and caught him with an uppercut, and you can see these shots coming. He's a very sneaky fighter. I have to watch the Whyte fight again just to double check, but I think AJ, when you go, you know, that old adage, wait for the knockout will come, don't go looking for it. So I think he should do that personally, but it'll be interesting to see what Derek James does, game plan there. And, you know, hopefully he does get a good performance and a good highlight reel knockout. It's only good for boxing, getting back on the scene, and, you know, may the best man win. But that is it for me. I hope you guys are well. Let me know your thoughts on what you think motivates AJ. Or if you have any other comments to say, shoot it in the comment section. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. I've got loads of videos coming next week. I'm out of here. Boxing on the Edge.